What's going on? How are y'all doing in the house right now in this moment? We're coming at you with another episode of Foundation Kids Story Time, episode 6. I know you're probably wondering, like, where's Miss Robin? I know. I don't. My hair is not blue. I don't have the energy. I don't have the sauce. I don't have nothing. And so if right now, if seeing me on your TV screen, computer screen, phone screen if you're crying, I'm so sorry. I'm deeply apologizing, like just from my heart. But I'm your story time reader today, so I don't know if that makes you super pumped. But it's going to be what it's going to be, and I'm going to read this book right here to you. How about that? This book right here to you. This book is called, maybe you've heard of it before, Where the Wild Things Are. Have you ever read this book before? Is it one of your favorite books? One of your favorite books of all time? It was written a long time ago. I was looking in here, and it actually won an award in 1964. How about that? For the most distinguished picture book of the year. How about that? Hold on one second. This little dust cover. I don't like dust covers. Do y'all like dust covers? This is Miss Robin's book, and so I need to take care of the dust cover. Typically, it was my book. This would be in the trash because I don't like to keep up with it. So I'm going to toss it over there. It's nice and safe. But I'm just going to read from this little book right here. So this won an award in 1964. Goodness, ask your parents when they were born, and most likely your parents weren't born in 64. My parents were born right around 1964. And so maybe your grandparents, if you're real little, my kids' grandparents, they were born 63, 64. So how about them apples? So let's jump in and let's see what happens in this book, Where the Wild Things Are. How about it? Story and pictures by Maurice Sendak. How about that? Oh, it's got a nice little opening, little lots of leaves. All right, here we go. Where the Wild Things Are. Okay, here we go. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. Oh, now you get to see who Max is. See Max right there? Boom, he's wearing a wolf suit. Do you have a wolf suit? Do you have a wolf suit? I don't have a wolf suit, but it'd be cool if I did have a wolf suit. I don't know if I'd wear it out in public or not. I probably would wear it in public. If I had a wolf suit, I should have wore it while I was reading this book. That would have been perfect. So the night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind, and another. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. He's chasing the dog with a fork. Now look, here's the deal. Disclaimer, don't be going to get some forks to chase your pet around unless you want to be like Max. And so there's Max in the wolf suit chasing the dog with the fork. How about that? His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. How about that? Look at that. Now, did you notice something? He yelled at his mama, number one. Yelled at his mama and told his mama he was going to eat her up. And so she said, "No, you ain't. You're going to eat nothing. You're going to bed without dinner." But look at this. Look how boring his room is. That's not a good kid room. There's no toys. I see no Legos. I don't see anything that looks fun. He's got a plant. That's definitely not a good idea. Your parents, you feel me? Like, there's probably soil in that plant. That's a terrible idea. Yeah, I don't know. This is 1964, kid's bedroom, I guess. I'm not sure. That very night, in Max's room, a forest grew. How about that? A forest grew in his room. Now it's getting fun. You know what I'm saying? Now it's getting fun. There's a forest growing in his room. And the next page says, and it grew some more. How about that? Look at that. Now you can't even tell it's a bedroom anymore. It's gotten so big. That forest is enormous in that bedroom. How about that? And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. Look at that. Now his room has a moon in it and trees and grass, and he's got a tail. How about them apples? Max is crazy. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through the night and day. Look, his boat even has his name on it. How about them apples? Look at that right there. M-A-X. Max. How about it? I want my own boat with my name on it. I should ask, Brooke, can I have a boat? Can I have a boat with my name on it? Can I have one of them? Okay, probably not. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. Oh, goodness. He's getting to where the wild things are. Look at that. There's a monster, one of them wild things that has jumped up out of the sea as he's hopping onto the island. How about that? Where the wild things are. Good gracious alive. I don't know what I would do if I saw that monster. Whew, especially in my bedroom. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. So they were like, rah, 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 rah. Claws, nasty claws. How about that? And they rolled their eyes. I can't roll it gives me a headache when I roll my eyes. My daughter, Hadley, she's a really good eye roller. She gets it from her mama. How about that? Okay. Till Max said, be still, and tamed them with a magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. Look at that. What was his magic trick? He stared at them in their yellow eyes and didn't blink even once. How about that? That must be quite the trick. Are you good at staring games, not blinking games? I think I could probably beat you. That's for sure. I don't know. And then they made him king of all the wild things. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. What's a wild rumpus? I think they're getting dancing like this. That's what a rumpus looks like. Look at that picture right there. They crowned him king, and then he said, let the wild rumpus start. How about them apples? Come on. Oh, this one is just a picture of a rumpus. That's what a rumpus looks like. Y'all make a rumpus real quick. Like in your living room, in your kitchen, y'all rump around for a second. Just for a second, though. I'm going to count to 5. You rump for 5, and then come back for 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rump around. Rump around. I'll rump around. Watch this. Rump around, rump around, rump around, rump around, rump around, rump around. Okay, I'm back. Rumping's over. We're reading the book. Let's rump. Let's stop rumping. No more rumping. Ooh, now they're hanging from stuff. Good gracious, that must be what a rumpus is too. I got nothing to hang from in here. But if I could, I would. And if you could, you probably should ask your mom and dad first, okay? Don't just start hanging from stuff. Have I skipped pages already? Nope, I haven't skipped pages. We're doing good. Here's more rumping. Look at that. He's riding one of them bad boys on their shoulders. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. He's riding them wild things because he's the king of the wild things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here we go. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all the wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around from far away across the world, he smelled some good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. How about that? How about that? He sent all the wild things to bed, and then he got lonely. And then he wanted to be where someone loved him and where there was some good food. And then he started smelling it. So he said, I'm going to give up this whole thing. I'm going to give up this whole thing to go back to where I belong. But the wild things cried, oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so. And Max said, no, no, no. How about that? The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. He said, bye, bye, bye. Probably not what he said. But there's a picture. He's in his private boat getting on out of here. How about that? They don't want him to leave, though. And sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. Look at that. Look how far. Good gracious alive. That's a long ways to go. A year and some weeks. Man. And into the night of his very own room where he found his supper waiting for him. Look at that. He's back to his boring room with no Legos and no toys. But on this fancy little table over here, he's got his supper sitting there waiting on him. His mama must have brought it while he was gone with the wild things. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, here's the cool part. And it was still hot, it says. Hot. There ain't no pictures, but it was still hot. So boom, that's our book for today. Where the wild things are. Are you a wild thing? You know? Are you a wild thing? Do you make your mama's heart sing? You know what I'm saying? Hey, here's our challenge. You ready for this challenge? Here it comes. Do you remember the magic trick that Max performed on the wild things? Do you remember the magic trick? It was being able to stare with his eyes wide open like this without being able to blink, right? And so this is what we want you to do. We want you to challenge someone in your house to a no blinking contest and have somebody film it, right? And so you set up the camera and then you stare at one another and you say, hey, here's the deal. First person that blinks loses. And so we want to get video of your staring contest, no blinking contest, and then you post it on the social medias and tag Foundation Noonan. Don't hashtag Foundation Noonan, but tag it at Foundation Noonan on Instagram or Facebook, and we would love to show your video next time. Did you have fun? I had fun. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do this again. Mr. Robin might put the kibosh on this and say, look, you are not allowed to do this anymore. That's definitely 100% possibility. So if this is the last time I ever read you a book, I enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Here at Foundation Kids Stories Time, episode 6. Tomorrow, we'll bring you another episode of Foundation Kids, and you'll have to just wait and see what that's going to be, because it's going to be pretty saucy. Until then, see you next time.